right now what we need to do is let go. So anything that no longer serves you, breathe it out. And then really recycle anything that will help you reach your goal. And just focus on that, because you can create anything you want.
Yeah, I've been really trying to go with the flow and sort of, you're right, listen to myself and sort of follow what my heart wants. I've been trying to follow my heart more rather than I'm a logical person, really head heavy, so I've been trying to follow my heart more. But yeah, Lowina, I guess tell me, what's your main thing? So you told me you got crypto, you do the coaching, you got the wedding business, you got the personal branding. What's your main thing, or what do you enjoy the most, or what are you most passionate about?
Yeah, oh my God, like this is the $1 million question. I'm passionate with many things, and I would say now, because I've been thinking like, okay, which one is my priority? Because I love everything in there, and I reckon all of this is creativity, artistic. And looking back, I think this is like how who I am. I was into fashion before. I worked in fashion for 11 years. I studied in fashion. I graduated in fashion. So my adult life was all about fashion. And then and I also love music. So I was in a band. I played piano when I was young, and even now I'm in the crypto, and I'm just joining a new music industry, a music startup, which is they call Ocean Floor, and they're trying to do combining music fan, music artist, and the producer and the worker and the investor all in the same platform, like an ecosystem, rather than you get ripped off by Spotify. And so because I was in the band, and I know all my friends are in the band, and they don't get money, they look good on the outside. I have friends like they're celebrity, like they got sponsored, they look really good, but I know they're dead broke, and it's just not fair. So I would say at the moment, crypto is massive for me, investing side, but also the actual what it means, the crypto. Like, yes, I want money. The side effect of crypto is money. Coaching, the side effect of coaching is money. But again, I love the coaching, which is educating people about crypto, a lot of attractions, healing, spirituality, all the stuff that I like. Wedding, side effects, again, money, but wedding is creative, like creating a story. So I would say at the moment, everything is creativity for me. I don't even know which one is my, like, but I guess if I'm going to your podcast, I would say I will use the coaching because I can pitch. Like, I can't quite pitch weddings. Like, I can pitch weddings, but like, yeah, you have to be getting married to be my client. But coaching, it can be a light bulb moment. Crypto, what? You can use crypto in 7, I don't know, you can make it up, 7 ways to do crypto. They'll be like, one of them is me, I'm gonna join Lowina.
Now, talking about fashion and crypto, something that I've been thinking about, is it possible to, how like with clothing and Louis Vuitton and all these brands, there's a lot of fakes and replicas. But with NFTs, is it possible to pair NFTs with clothing? Because even if you put like a QR code on a hoodie, people can still print a fake hoodie with the same QR code. How do you make clothing legitimate?
Yeah, this is another $1 million question. Really good, because I love my designer brand as well. And this is the thing that they was telling us, right? How can you, even those stickers and those barcodes, right? As you say, you can just make them. And so, yes, the blockchain technology can make the, basically can make unique, as you just mentioned, NFT. So I know Louis Vuitton's doing it. I think Gucci's doing that. So fashion and metaverse and crypto and the blockchain can all combine together. So one is the commercial side, right? Like, how can you basically protect your IP? So that not for fashion, that could be anything, right? Like online courses, how many people get stolen their content, right? Or even music or your podcast, anything can be stolen and re-upload because it's digital now. So basically, like even food, right? The food industry, which cow have disease, which pork, is healthy, which one, checked. We don't know, but now you can get into the blockchain, then they can tell, okay, this is a good one, bad one. And so that is like a protecting your IP side. And then you have the marketing side, which is, you can get into the metaverse, you can go to Sandbox, you can go to the Central Land, which you can promote your brand, and you can have a shop there. So Snoop Dogg, right, has his own concert there, and he's selling NFT like crazy, $1 million before he even, start anything. And so I think the whole blockchain technology really, this is the future. Like seriously, man, this is the future. I'm super got excited. I don't see any industry are not going to be affected or disrupted by blockchain. So who's going to be first? Who's going to be last? And who's going to be no longer valid?
Got it. So for my studying.com platform, we have our own community and we developed our own sort of membership portal. And then, there's, every time you watch videos, every minute you spend studying, you earn, 0.01 studying coins. And I want to release some, studying clothing, like, shirts, hats, and I want to make it, only 25 pieces, 50 pieces, 100 units. How do I make it not replicable, or people can't make replicas? Like, how do I do that?
Yeah, so you can do NFT, right? So for example, you could don't actually ask me the how to. There's so many ways, but because I haven't done it yet, but I want to do it myself. This is why I'm like looking at. So the way I'm seeing it, which is the ocean floor they were trying to do as well, is basically you create your NFT in whatever platform or whatever the blockchain, because you can get Ethereum or Polygon or Solana, the different way to do NFT, and you can put it on OpenSea or any other platform. So basically what you can do is, for example, you can release you can even have your token or use someone else's token, right? So you can have a studying.com token, and then don't quote me on how to do this, but basically you can airdrop to people, or you can sell it just sell it as NFT. I know some people are doing this. So you can say, all right, I got 1,000 members of my normal tier, but then 25 is VIP, 10 is my diamond, whatever the club, the level. Then you either create 1,000 unique looking profile pic looking thing, or whatever, like your thing. Maybe you make it really fun studying, right? So you can make like, okay, law of attraction, you can buy this, just make it really fun, because it doesn't matter whatever is showing, because there's something to display. They will have a JPEG. So someone's buying the JPEG. That JPEG could just say level 1, number 1 of 5,000. Doesn't matter, whatever. But that NFT, which will link to your MetaMask wallet, which is a cryptocurrency, which is blockchain, that is the key. So, but yes, you actually cannot stop people copying that JPEG and say, I got it. But when you verify, it has to verify through the blockchain. They can't fake it.
Yeah, and then talking to you, like an idea I had was, like with the clothing and the merch, is it possible to like create like a really cheap chip where it has like a unique identifier where you can the chip, you can then now every piece is unique, and then you can't replicate the chip. Like even if a company copies the exact same shirt or bag or calculator, they can't duplicate the chip, I guess.
Yeah, this one don't quote me on it, because there are companies doing the NFT at the moment. They are on Web3, so they're just on a computer screen, but they are making it real. Like let's say Gundam. So Gundam has their own NFT, which is not like robot looking picture, but they're actually making a 3D modeling, the actual toy that will be uniquely have that chip or whatever in it. That's because when you bought that NFT, they would deliver the toy for you. Eventually, that's how people are buying it. I don't know that technology yet. Like, how do they actually tag the real life thing yet? Yeah. I'm sure there's if I dig in, there's company doing it already. I just don't know, but I'm sure if you dig in, there are already barcode-ish doing it.
Most definitely. Now, Lowina, I guess what has been the thing you've been doing the longest? Like, what are you known for? Because when I go to your website, you're on a bunch of different articles. Is it finance, coaching? And the thing that pops up a lot is like Millionaire, Lowina, Millionaire. So I definitely want to ask you about that. But tell me about, one, what are you usually known for when you go on all these articles? And two, how did you become a millionaire?
Yeah, it's funny that millionaire. I don't know. That's so weird. That money is a big thing for me. Artistic, creative, yes. But back on my head, money is always important because I know that if I don't take care of my money, I don't have the energy currency to create whatever I want to create. So at the back of my head, I always want to have 7 stream of income, 7 income stream, and passive and active and investment. And that's how I slowly build myself. So I would say I'm a really normal person, like growing up Asian, mostly Hong Kong and Taiwan, study in UK fashion, graduated in fashion UK, worked there a tiny bit, and then back to Hong Kong, work in fashion in Shanghai, and like, so my adult, basically before I'm 30, I'm 40 now. So before I was 30, I was just like a working class, kind of investing in behind, but I'm actually really woo behind the scene secretly. I love all these law of attractions, crystal, singing bowl, sound healing, and quantum manifestation. I love all of this stuff behind the scenes. So I've been like studying, stars with alien hypnosis, NLP, and all that behind, because I'm fascinated with like how did people create their own wealth. And so when I start first time, like I listened to Bob Proctor, Abraham Hicks, Think and Grow Rich. Who else? Alan Watts, Joe Dispenza. Who else? Like those law of attraction type of guru, and they say your internal world create your external world, and I'm like, whoa, mind blow. What do you mean? And that really got me like into, but I wasn't into psychology. And I was like, what was this? This is not psychology. For me, psychology is labeling things. You're suicidal, you're depressed. But then for me, I'm like, no, I think everyone has all the emotions in there. It's just when do you come out? And what is this emotion? So I'm also really into emotional fitness. And so I would say my turning point was I burned out when I was in fashion. And there was one time I was reading 4-hour work week on the plane to Shanghai to work from Australia. And I read that book. I was like, holy shit, you can outsource. And that was back then I was full-time person. Like I didn't think about entrepreneur, but I started a lot of businesses, side hustle, like mostly fail. Just so mostly failed. But then when I read that book, I'm like, okay, I should delegate, I should have VA, I should have outsourcing. And then I basically quit that full-time job. Something happened as well. And that was my turning point. Like that was the old me die. That was 2013, I think. So I quit my full-time job ever, quit my comfort zone, quit my, you better be Asian, right? You're going to get a good job, get good money, get a house, like that kind of thing. Broke, basically my system broke. And then I found a part-time casual job in music industry, kind of backstage. And that was the time I'm like, okay, I'm going to be free. And I thought my husband's going to provide for me. I'm going to be trophy wife. And he actually got a new job, like kind of promoting to quite good 6-figure salary. So I thought, all right. Then he got depressed because that job broke him. He was working at City Hall. The mayor back in the day, that mayor was a hole, and basically it broke him. And basically, what he's doing, he's in a media advisor. He lies. Well, he has to lie for the government, and that's his job. And for a person have integrity and honesty, you lie for things that is bad. He can't. You have your conscience, right? And he got depressed. So when he got depressed, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna come back out. So I've been studying all this, how can I raise my vibration to help him? And I didn't know if I help him or not, but my vibration up the roof. I'm like, oh my God, I'm unstoppable. Meditation, affirmation, doing all this journaling, myself, got myself like, oh my God, I can do anything I want. Looking back, my husband said to me, actually, because I was being myself, and I honestly don't think it was horrible for him. Like he thought his world is ending. He thought he's lost his job and he can't provide me. Like homeless. Like when you get depressed, you go down. But he said, you every day was so happy. Like, hey, like not that I'm like not worried about him, but like I'm just being myself. And before I know it, it actually spread. Like the love vibration, the energy is spread to the house. And like I didn't know that, but looking back, I'm like, if you're like now, pandemic, right? You be yourself and you're thriving, you're doing your business, other people will see. So you're the light, the shine to other people. And when I kind of noticed that, oh my God, like maybe I actually have this kind of gift, because I look back, people keep saying that even I just go to a party, like people happy with me, like I don't know why. And I thought, okay, what can I harness? How can I use this power? Like, what is it? And then, so I read the book again, The Rich Think and Grow Rich. Really, law of attraction is real. So I follow the script and I write down how much I want. I write down this is the thing that I would contribute myself in order to get this money and da 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 da. And then before I give myself a time frame, which is end of this year, right? So very close. I'm not there yet, but like things are happening. And one of the things I was written down, there's whole, I was like, I'm going to do online course. I'm going to do my YouTube channel. I'm going to make my ebook. I have no idea. All of this called coaching. When I wrote this, I was in the employee staff mentality. But when I wrote all of this, suddenly things happen. And then I started to people invite me to a free webinar, a seminar, 3 days for coaching. That was the first time I hear who Tony Robbins is. I'm like, what? Tony Robbins? You can make like 8 billion a year, like in coaching, talking, you actually make money of it. That's how I got to the coaching and I enrolled. Like my friend who introduced me, then of course looking back, like this is an angel. Like her task is to get me to the coaching world, and I enrolled. And then I start, learning the actual coaching model, how to do it and practicing. And that's how I really enjoy seeing the transformation. And I didn't realize that because I know how to make millions. It's not easy just saying about the step, right? But to actually make other people to do this is so much satisfied than I have a million, because you change their life, like the perspective. And even the people may not make millions like now, but when they mind blown, that priceless.
That's amazing. How far have you been able to scale your coaching business, Lowina?
2019 I studying. I make zero money. Well, I make 1,000 or something, like just small thing. 2020 I kind of still make nothing almost, because I was kind of still studying and I wasn't really focused on money, I think. August 2020 I signed up to a new coach, and then I make 70K in 3 months.
Wow.
Coaching business. Yep. It was nothing before, like pretty much zero. Like I make like 2 grand, 3 grand, forget it, right? So yeah, basically 0 to 70K in 3 months, signing with a new coach, because it's just something blocked and shifted. So then I'm like, oh, I'm following you forever. So I upgrade myself to her higher rank tier, which is at 35K a year or something. Now it's 42. And then since then last year, 2021, I make $500,000 in my coaching business.
Congratulations.
All right. I never done it, like active income. What? Coaching? So I would actually call myself, this is my second year, or I would even say this is last year was my first year full-time coaching. Even because before I was doing other things, and I wasn't even full-time to be honest. I still have weddings and other things. So yeah, my coaches really want me to get to 1.5 or 2 mil, like 2022, because she want me to keep doubling basically. So yeah, you can scale.
That's amazing. And what's your biggest advice? How did you go from 0 to 70K in 3 months? What was that shift?
Sales. Sales. Yeah. So it's the hiding. I would say the belief in myself. Before, there's so many doubts, there's so many and also the people that you surround yourself with. I think the first coaching school that I was in, there's a lot of information gatherer. So people were learning shit, like keep learning, like PhD in coaching, but they never actually coach a paid client. And so I would say the pivot point is that I was a hourly rate coach back then. I charged $250 an hour. That was it. And I get $250 an hour results. So when my coach said, now you write from now on, your identity change. You are a high ticket coach. I'm like, high ticket coach, resistant, cry. So, okay, I'm a cry. So basically I have to change my identity, let go of the old, like, okay, I'm just doing who gonna buy me? I'm not good enough. All those self-doubts everyone has, you just gotta let them go. And when my coach said, okay, first task, you're gonna get one client to charge $3,000 on your package. I don't even know what my package was. Like, I don't even have a package. I don't have a group coaching. She just said, do it. And I sold it like next day. Then I'm like, holy shit, what? I just sold $3,000 at one time, at one person. And then that really opened me up to the possibility, because 3K was like my almost salary, right? And then the next time my coach said 4K, because my target is 6K. I know the average, is 6K. So 3K, and then she said 4K. I sold 2 the next week. And then she said, okay, now it's time for 5K. I sold 3 more, 5K. And then she said, now it's time for your 6K. Then I sold. That's how I make 70K in that 3 months.
That's amazing. And then do you do like any monthly subscriptions or yearly, or do you then sort of, once they go through that sort of package and they could upgrade?
Yeah, so that is called the Ascension Model that we have. So at the moment we were working at, you have steps, right? So at the moment, the level 1 is a 6K, which is 3 months. And then last year, I opened up the level 2, which is 20K. And this is how you scale, like, because 6K you have to sell. It's a number game, right? It's a number game. If you sell something $6, you want 1 million, then you need to sell 2,000 of them. But if you sell 6K, you need to sell 20 of them. But if you only 20K, you only need like 10 of them. So it's a number game. And so my level 2 is 20K. And it's 1 year, and of course there's more stuff into it. So for level 1, 6K is more the basic, the crypto for the busy people, and they just want to get started. You still make money, it doesn't matter, you still make money, but what you want to, how much you want to get involved into. So when the people starting with the 6K, okay, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, okay, blockchain, what is like, okay, what is money? Like, oh my God, money is actually a pyramid scheme. They didn't even know that. They didn't know the banking system, the federal, so they didn't even know how money created. Like the money that we use and what is inflation, why we have to get tax. They didn't know. They just, okay, I'm going to pay tax, I'm going to pay inflation. They didn't know that they actually just theft, stealing your work from you. And the way for you to protect that, the theft of losing your purchase power, which is you can see Ukraine and Russia and Canada is doing right now. And basically we're all doing it right now since COVID, they're printing so much money. But yeah, basically once you get to that level 2 for me, for my client will be, okay, now I get the hang of the main basic blue chip coin, your Bitcoin, and thing. You're gonna start with Bitcoin, to be honest. Then my clients starting to say, I want to play NFT, I want to do GameFi, I want to do Metaverse, I want to do airdrop, I want to do Launchpad, I want to do all this new thing, which my level 1 think is too much, overwhelmed. So then I have to break out to a level 2 for the people like more committed to this. Like, okay, now crypto is, I can do much more, staking, passive income, I can make company, I can do anything. Then they are the one that go to level 2.
That's super cool. And right now, what's your biggest advice? Like, where do you get your leads? How do you find clients? How to attract clients? That's like something that a lot of beginning people in consulting struggle with.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think so many coaches struggle with, like my client, and I see the people struggle with. They say, I don't know any people. They say, well, these are all limited belief, right? So we need to basically scrap that limited belief. So a lot of people think I don't know enough people, and my social media is for friends and family. I don't want to scam them because they probably get like those MLM scare. By the way, I'm also in MLM. You can see the doTERRA, I'm on Avon, like anything to do to make money. Hello, I'll give it a try. And they also think that they need to sell their soul. And they have that, I would say, a lot of blockage around sales and marketing. They might have bad experience, like cold call, those, have you heard all of this bad hard sell car sales people, and they subconsciously don't want to be those type of hard sell, which is blocking them. So what they need to actually pivot and change and shift the perspective is that sales is service, right? Do I complain that my nail person, sell to me? Do I complain that my hair person sell to me? Right? No, I'm happy. Take my money. I want nails, right? Do I complain that her marketing, her Instagram is all about her promotion and her nail? No, I love it, right? Do you think she had problem with sales marketing? No, because she's showing her art. So I think that's perspective. And I would say to a lot of the new coaches or new people who want to sell stuff, right? Sell your marketing or your digital product or ebook or any service, is that you gotta get out for yourself. Like, honestly, no one cares. No one cares. They just want to know, can you help me? Can you give me the result? I don't care how. Can you give me the result? And I think that perspective, people don't see it. Obviously, I don't see it at the beginning. I'm like, oh, my English not good, and I don't speak good English, and I'm not crypto billionaire yet. Many things. Who am I? Like, because I have crypto coaches, and I compare myself to them. Compared with the 10 years overnight success story. They didn't get there by overnight. They did it in 10 years. And so I would say to new people, you have to open up. They just have to open up. And my leads right now is social media a lot, and YouTube as well. And Chinese is YouTube. And you just gotta give. Like, I would just giving, planting seed. Of course you pitch, and of course when you give, you know how you give, right? Like, the strategy behind it, but you give value, and eventually it will come back because the energy.
Interesting. Right now, where do majority of your leads come from?
It's my network. I think for me, my niche is so unique. Cryptocurrency. There's not a lot of cryptocurrency coach out there, and my coaches, they're boring white male. Like, they speak Wall Street, right? So I think if you look at me, if I didn't even tell you that I'm a crypto person, you probably think I'm a weirdo. Like, I don't know, like maybe, I don't know what you think of me. Maybe not crypto, right?
Yeah,
Like,
probably like an artsy person, an artsy people, someone in creative, maybe like a social media influencer.
Something like that, right? So I would say the person, the character need to be unique. Like, it's not like I'm doing this crazy. This is like actually me, right? And so I would say, just gonna keep marketing, just sending a message. Like, I have many things, right? So I just keep saying that, or when I shoot wedding, my bride and groom, my crypto client, you just gonna keep like saying it until it's stuck. And then become your identity. So be, do, have is the model that I'm like, most people think you have to have it, and then do the right thing, then you can become that person you want to be. It's actually the other way around. You become the person first, then you do the thing that this person would do, then you would have the thing that you want to have.
Interesting. So for example, let's say I know 200 people personally, family, friends, high school people in my network, and I want to, I teach people how to grow and scale e-commerce companies. Do you recommend me just call these 200 people and be like, hey John, we went to the same high school 5 years ago. I'm just checking in. How are you? I was just wondering if you're interested in e-commerce. Is that what you recommend, or how would you go about it?
At the beginning, you gotta do this. I know it's horrible. It sounds like cold calling. It sounds like you're calling your friends and family. But honestly, from judging by what I'm seeing, the success coaches all made it. They all did it at the beginning until they did that step. Because they were like, I don't want to bother them. They're my high school, am I selling insurance? They all have the same. Because even like an old person that just called me, I would think that you're selling insurance.
Yeah.
Right. But you like, basically, again, it's a number game. So the people need to think of, okay, you only need 10 yes, maybe out of 200 people. So you're just gonna get through, all right, every 10 people, I'll get 8 no. So you basically gonna get the 2. So conversion rate, again, number game, right? So you start like tracking, all right?
Do
So
you
my
have a
number,
routine? Do you have like do you call 10 people in your network every day? Do you have a routine like that, Lowina?
I don't do it now. To be honest, I didn't even do it at the beginning. Like for me, I would say I manifest it.
Okay.
Because I attract clients in a different way.
Your strategy. How did you do that? How did you manifest $500,000 last year?
The manifest it's so easy. You just say how many clients you want, who you want, and then you just imagine serving them. Imagine they're so happy. Imagine, and also I have like money kind of laying around. So like some of the money, right? I imagine them. Thank you so much, Andy. Thank you. Like grateful, gratitude, and pay you money. I play this in my head over and over again, and then they come.
Interesting.
I can't quite tell people, isn't it? Like so.
Did you do that when you got the new coach, or were you always doing that from 2018-19?
I think that was it does take me a year. It does take a year. I would say I planted the seed first, but it wasn't strong because I wasn't the self-belief. I didn't have it. It's only like you start coaching, you do have the practice, right, for free, $50, whatever. Then you keep. So basically, this manifestation, I make meditation video on YouTube. You can actually send it the link. So I listen to my own one. So I have 2. One is English, one is Chinese, Cantonese, basically. And because I want to listen to my own voice, and because when I record it, I put the energy to it, and I put my singing bowl in it, and I even put the Haley energy vibe when I was recording. So I know like this is for me, and it's not on YouTube now. I listen to it every day. Like really every day, and I have a shorter version, a longer version, and sometimes I go back to practice and I go back to like the other guy. So there's a few manifestation, visualization video that I listen to every day, and every day I add a bit of stuff in it. So it's like you're placing your order. Okay, I want you want a shop, and then every week you say I want new shoes. I'm ordering new jacket, but you're not changing your mind. You still have your shop. It just, I want a new chair.
That's pretty crazy. So like every day I have this affirmation booklet that I put together, and I have like a vision board similar to what you have, and I have all the things I like and all the things I want on it. And then every month I take things away that I don't want and add things to it. And then if I go back to say the 2020 version of the book, I have a lot of things. There's like the G-Wagon, there's the Rolex, and surprisingly, even though I took it off my affirmation booklet, I somehow ended up with those things a year later. And then I think if I were to think logically about it, it's sort of like I sort of saw it, it's sort of at the back of my mind, it's in my subconscious, and all of a sudden like I'm thinking about it, I'm searching online, I see a good deal, okay, let's buy that. I see a Rolex, so I walk in, I put my name down, and then a year later they call me saying, hey, my watch is there, and it's all like subconscious embedding. But the thing is, when you did it, did people just start randomly calling you and being like, hey, can you coach me? Like, yeah.
No, I wish. So this is why you need a portal. You need to have your system ready for the client to come in, right? So you have your company, my wedding is ready, my price is ready, all that ready. And so I would say when I first make this wish in 2018, before the whole coaching thing, I didn't even know what I want. I don't even know what coaching is like. I don't even know I want coaching. I just thought I want to help people and make money and live a happy life. And I say I want to, so back to the purpose. Are you a purpose-oriented, result-oriented, or task-oriented? I'm more like a purpose or result-oriented person. So when I first manifest, I don't know what, like, I don't have a solid, like, let's say Rolex. Do you know which model? Like you might have, you may not have, right? You just want, I want a Rolex, right? Yeah. But if some other watch better than Rolex, you still take it, right? So the Rolex is like a symbol for this range of luxury quality, you reward yourself, but you can be better. And then a G-Wagon, you could have I don't know what is that. I'm not really a car person. And a rocket. So I would say at first I manifested, I want to flow, like my life, I want it flow. So I say to myself, like, I love structure, framework, rather than the nitty-gritty detail. So I say, okay, I still want to do wedding, I still want to do career, I still want to make art and music, but I still want to coach, I still want time to do crypto, and I'm still studying like 5 other things, and I still have like shamanic and all the stuff behind, and meditation. So how can I balance all of this stuff? And so I said to myself, all right, I want to flow. Come to me, just come to me. So what I did was I basically set a number. I just said, all right, easy. I want $20,000 a month passive income, and I want 10 million, not there yet, but that was the wish. I want 10 million net worth, Australian dollar. I put it there just in case they give me yen. I don't want yen. And then just slowly happened. So now I can see like 20K a month is coming in, but not just coaching, it could be everything. And sometimes it's not like 20K a month, sometimes I don't know, like all over the shop. But like if you look back, it is 20K a month ish, or 30, sometimes 50, sometimes 0, doesn't matter. So I would say I put like, okay, let's say why 10 million? Okay, 10 million, then I can have 3 houses, one for me to live, to rent out, like, so then they give me income, and then maybe crypto give me income. And then once I know the money is again financially free, there or stability, there's different step, right? You have financial instability and stability and freedom, and then the filthy rich, right? You have different steps to get there. Even if I'm calling myself financially free right now, it's frugal. Like that's why I still work. Like let's say if you don't work now, from now on, and you have 100K a year, not bad. You could retire. It's actually not too bad, right? If you don't work, you get 100K. But is that what you want? Is that enough? Is that enough to impact the world? Can you build an orphanage? Can you clean the ocean if you want to? Not enough, right? So I would say 100K a year without working, inflation adjusted, right? Because it could be more, but that kind of range. So yeah, maybe I'm kind of there, or 50K or 30K, whatever. I want more. So I have to manifest like in a chunk. That, all right, whatever the money got me more than comfortable, that I'm more than enough that I can even share with.
What do you think has been the most impactful when it comes to like sort of feng shui, NLP, meditation, affirmations, listening to things when you sleep? What has been the most impactful, you think, if people were to do one thing?
One thing? Can't do one thing. Leg day and core day and tricep day.
Okay, then 3 things.
I think get to know yourself is the main thing. Like, what do you actually want? So I would say that part is meditation. And the meditation had different way, right? So I would say that it's just basically a long time with yourself in the park, whatever, to really find out, okay, what is truly matter for you, and how can you help people? Like, if you want to help people, like if like some people don't want to help people, just saying. But like if you say, okay, I want to contribute, like how? What are your talents? What is your talent, your gift that people will pay you for it, and you can help people? So what I'm thinking is the most important will be, how can you make it ecologically? Go Google it, that word. Basically win-win-win, yeah. Good for you, good for me, good for everyone else. And you need to have a long time to figure that out. You can't go ask other people, because it's you.
Makes sense. And I guess, how about when it comes to fashion culture? Are there any sort of people that you look up to in the fashion world, Lowina?
I lost that now. I lost that now. But I do remember I used to love Alexander McQueen, Vivienne Westwood, Coco Chanel. Back in the day when I was in fashion, I was using them as my final dissertation and things. But I actually realized you're unique. Like, I don't really look up to the person because of it's more like the mindset or the creativity or the mood of it, and they can change. So I don't have a fashion icon anymore.
Recently, I've been following a lot of Kanye, and everyone's calling him crazy. I recently watched his documentary, and I've been listening to him to talk, and he's brilliant. He's just like so unfiltered. He's just crazy, but in a good way. But people take it as bad. Like if I were to just start talking and all this stuff, people would call me crazy as well. And he's just truly himself. And I do realize that a lot of these creative people and people that are in fashion, the ones that do well are the ones that are unique, the ones that have their own taste, the ones that they're truly themselves, and that's so difficult.
Yeah, 100%. The business coaching mastermind that I'm in is called Raw, which is a real and authentic woman. Is really important because when you're hiding, when you suppress yourself, you're not yourself. Then what are you doing? Basically, you have a mask. When you're hiding, usually there's a few emotion behind it. Is that usually fear? What is fear? Fear being seen, fear of being judged, fear of like, who are you? The imposter syndrome. And what are these? Ego. These are all ego. Ego doesn't like lack, doesn't like to be judged. Ego like to be, hello, look at me. And when you teach that, like Kenya, he know his talent in his music, right? And he know that, and he can make music and he flow, you see his competence like through the screen. That unapologetic, unstoppable power is what we need moving forward, because society right now is manufacturing a lot of sheep, right? Going to school is manufacturing employee, the whole system where like you're gonna go out and get a job. Who is giving you the job? Somebody's gonna give you a job. Somebody needs to be the boss, right? And so like Kenya is the boss, right? I don't think he can go and work for someone else. Can you work for someone else?
No, because like, yeah, it's tough. No, it's tough. Like it's been a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, right? You can't, right? So being you, yeah, is really important, that real you. And sometimes if you stand for the value and also go back to value, you need to know yourself. You really gotta know what are your core value, your 5 core value. Are you living in your value? Are you living in your consciousness? Are you living in your intention? I would say that is more important than are you hiding? Do you want to be hero? Do you want to be people pleaser? Do you want to just save the world when you can't even save yourself? And I would say even to be true to people, mainly to yourself, because if you're lying to yourself, you are the one that you're lying to yourself. And when you lie to yourself, you lose a piece of you. You lose a piece of trust in you. And when you do that more and more often to please, to fit in, to mold yourself to society, and then you kind of like not living the authentic you get smaller. Did you feel that energy? You shrunk. And when you like, okay, I'm gonna be out, yes, I'm gonna piss off some people. Not everyone gonna love me. Haters gonna hate, but I only wanna focus on that 100 people that gel with me. I don't care the other 10,000 hate me, or maybe the 10,000 fans, there are 2 haters there. I don't care about the 2 haters. I only just want to care about my 10,000 fans. When you have that energy is serving the people who love you and need your help, you don't care about the noise. They're not your avatar. They're not your customer anyway. And they should go to their whoever gel with them. And I think we need to start harnessing that power.
Yeah, I think 2021 was like, I just spent a year just focusing on myself and figuring out who I am as a person. And then the things that it sort of boiled down to, like I sort of figured out that I am more low energy. I like classical music. I like sort of architecture. I like sort of kind people, empathy, listening, and sort of really making other people around me feel warm and special. And that's sort of and I like to talk about life and philosophy and all these deep topics. It's tough to really stay that way, because I see people that are high energy, charismatic like you, people like Kevin Hart, all these comedians, and everyone likes all these sort of extroverted people. And I can be extroverted if I wanted to, but it's draining for me. And then I have to always take a step back and try to be myself. But I'm scared to be myself because I'm scared, because I want to be liked. I want people to find me interesting. And then it seems like all the extroverted people, the people that are all over the top, are the ones that are liked. But I do think you're right. Like if I sort of just be myself, I'm going to attract all the calm, sort of collected, sort of mellow people, and that's sort of going to be my circle. And there's no need for me to attract the super energetic sort of customers. What's your thoughts, Lowina?
Yeah, I love that you're introvert, right?
Yeah.
My husband introvert. Honestly, I actually think I am.
Oh.
Weird. So what that means is we need a lot of alone time. Yes, I look like I got I energy on the E disc, so I'm I energy. The dynamo. That's why like I go crazy. But my recharging is alone. And so yeah, some people when they recharge, they're gonna spend with people. They have to go to party. They need to be around with people to recharge. I'm actually not. I thought I was, but when I'm like, probably I'm older as well. I felt even more lonely in a big party. Like, so it's a bit different. Then I realized when I look at how my husband charged, he just want to play video game at home all day and he's charged, right? So I would say for you, if you're introvert, you don't have to go extrovert and thing. Like you could, right? You can just put on a show. Like I can calm down and teach meditation. I can do that. But it's how you actually spend your alone time and how you recharge and how you get your inspiration as well. Like sometimes people, as a meditation, right? Meditation doesn't have to be like like go to the mountain. It can be reading book. It could be sitting in your nice chair. Right? You could be just petting your back pet. That could be meditation. And then pop, 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 idea. Fireworks. Right? Some people are doing just like this. Are you one of those type that your imagination, your inspiration come when you're alone? Or
most definitely. Like I think ideas come. I love nature, like on hikes. I sort of know that I have to be on my own and when I want to recharge. And when I go to a party and I'm sort of talking with everyone, driving home, I'm like I'm exhausted, I'm drained. And then I sort of have to just take time on my own. But then I do find that as I'm sort of figure out who I am and the way I like to talk and the things I like to talk about, I'm able to reduce the energy that's being drained and have the drain rate be much slower if sort of I'm just being myself. And something I'm working in is talking from the heart. Like I've noticed I talk from the head a lot. I'm really head focused. And then one of my mentors, she was like, you need to talk from the heart. When you talk from the heart, all of a sudden, like I'm smiling and it's not tiring and I'm just talking from my heart. And that's something I need to work on as well.
yeah, so true. The heart and the ego connection. One of the things that I really love is when I'm in like, I'm Libra. The other thing is that I can't decide. Like I love everything. And I was like, okay, do I want to have bubble tea or chai latte? Like, I love them both. Like, and then I would say, okay, listen to my heart. What do your heart want? And my heart will usually say, water. Yeah, not bubble tea, not chai. But yeah, like I would say, because our Earth is shifting to the 5D world. If you're into this world, is that the 5D world is a higher vibrational energy level. So we have a different frequency. When you're in space, when you're looking back down to Earth, some of the higher vibrational being, or you can call it alien, when they look back on Earth, we are in color. So yes, like in the camera or NASA camera, you see the blue and green ball, but on the alien, what they see is the color of frequency. So for example, they can see if it's purple, it's more like a high spiritual planet. If it's like maybe pink or green, a lot of heart chakra come out. And guess what? In the past 2 years, fear. So in the past 2 years, we collectively have a lot of fear. So this is like a woo thing. So there are dark entity out there. They feed on fear. They feed also, there's vibrational chart. If you go back to I think it's there's two. One is David Hopkins, and the other one is a spiral. One is the emotional measurement thingy. So the lower vibrational, which is a fear, anger, frustration, piece of all those stuff, really low energy. And there are dark entity actually feed on them. And this is why the more fear the world have, this will come and give you more fear, right? But the love, right, the joy, love, peace, those kind of energy, they're higher. So even you have less people in the love vibration, we actually spread more than the fear. So for example, it would maybe take 100,000 scary person that people we scare, or just two person, then make a difference. And so if you're looking at like this, really we are shifting to the 5D world. Like we're splitting into 3 Earth right now. So we have our Earth, like physical Earth right now that we're living in together, co-creating. But we're gonna have a 3D Earth and then a 5D Earth. So at the moment we are pivoting. We're choosing which way you want to go. Guess how you're gonna choose? 3D world is ego. If you keep logical thinking, if you keep thinking about everything in physical term, money term, can I do this term, like the actual steps, and like let's say the virus, right? I don't know if this is a podcast or not, but let's say the virus. So most people think the virus is like a physical thing. You give it to me because you spit on me physically, right? 3D, head, logical. Okay, put 2 masks and 1.5 meters, right? Lockdown 3 months, like measurement. All of this measure, did you see the physical, right? But if you're looking at the 5D, which is heart space, okay, what is this virus telling us? What is this lesson here? I don't think it's about the numbers, because how many cases and how many jab, how many vaccine we need, like there's none, those nitty-gritty 3D thing. 5D will be like, okay, what is this teaching us? Okay, we have been eating meat, we have been polluting the earth, we have been using the ego, we have been doing so fast, we need to slow down. And some people need to go, like we are a soul, we never die. So we have soul coming here for mission. Some of the soul, their mission finished and they need to go, because they need to go back and recycle and then come back in as a new person. So a reincarnation. And so some of the people, I know there's so many people dying right now, like this year and next year, the next couple of years, probably I would say maybe, call me, but maybe half the earth of people will die in the next 5 years. I know. Feng Shui, don't call me, I didn't say this, it's the Feng Shui people telling me, channel life people telling me this. I know, it's so crazy. I know, and I'm like, okay, who are these half of people? Who can you choose, right? And people were saying, okay, that could be karma. Well, if you're 3D, you'd be like, okay, do you get cancer? Do you get the jab? Do you not get the jab, right? Those 3D things. But 5D will be like, okay, is your mission finished? Or are you here to evolve? What is your lesson here? Usually it's a karma. We're here, human, to clear karma, to forgive, and to learn about ourselves, and to not create new karma, a bad karma, and to help others, to vibrate. I would say these are like our main soul purpose coming to earth. Like why would I, we normally are spiritual being. We can just do anything. We're just like a little bacteria. Why would I want this bodysuit? So heavy. We get illnesses. We have to like take care of our energy. All of this shit. Why would I live in Sydney, Melbourne, make money? 3D stuff. Why? What's behind it? The purpose. Remember the purpose? Is that you're going to get to know yourself, you're going to clear your karma, you're going to forgive people, forgive yourself, and then you're going to serve. And then also enjoy. Like we basically bought 120 years ticket to earth, to play, to fun in this vessel, our body. So how are you going to play? You bought a ticket. It's actually really difficult to have a body. Difficult to have a body in 2020. So as a young guy like you, in Sydney, a big city, which is like also a pretty strong, heavy mandating country, which is a challenge. could be a struggle mental for many people if they're so 3D, if they're still stuck in 3D. But why are you here? Because you're an old soul, because you can handle this. The universe does not make mistake. You can handle this. If you're dumb as new young soul, you're gonna born in the 1920s and become a farmer, so you can have 100 years just do really boring life just to get to know Earth. You're not gonna get chucked into iPhone 7, iPhone 8, iPhone 10 every second year. You can't handle. If you're young soul, you overload. It's too much for you. You will short circuit. And this is also why a lot of people will die, because they are young soul. They short circuit. They need to go back and then redo their CPU and come back down.
Very cool. Yeah. As you were talking about that, I was like, yeah, well, what have I learned from COVID? Like, I'm listening to my heart. I'm like, you know, it's sort of told me that I want to be more into nature. I want to really take, you know, I took travel for granted. I didn't travel as much. I was working too much. It really sort of gave me time to focus on myself. It said that, you know, hey, like, I can grow this business remotely. I can hire, you know, 20 people worldwide, and I don't need an office. I don't need to hire people in-house. And it really forced me to slow down and get me to know myself. And that's sort of what I was thinking as you were sharing all those thoughts on the 5D heart feeling on what COVID is telling me, I guess.
Yeah, I love how you're slowing down, you know, your reflection, and you also realize, yeah, you can hire 20 people overseas. You can have your VA army. Outsource, man. Outsource the shit of, you know, the thing that you don't enjoy, right? And just do the thing. You hang out with a podcast, interviewing people, talk to people, like this is what you like, all right? And anything else, automated, right? Your crypto, your investment, your business, automate the shit out of it.
Last question, or second last question, Louis. How do you maintain super high energy? Like, especially as an introvert, how do you maintain this super high energy? Like, are you like this all the time, every day? Or like after this podcast, are you going to be like, okay, let's go on a walk and recharge?
No, I don't have the energy this high every day, all the time. I would say people light me up. Like, when even just before I come on to you, I took a nap because I got to recharge myself. So I went to the park and then I took a nap. So basically from 2 o'clock, so we met at 3, at 2 to 2:30, I was in the park. And then 2:30 to 2:45, I nap because I need to recharge. And then I got my dog with me. After this call, I'm probably gonna be like, oh, a bit. But right now, at this moment, I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's not faking for me, but like I do need to recharge. So I would say to make like energy management also is gonna be a big lesson for, I would say, most people, because our time is going faster and faster now. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Our 24 hours is not the same as 20 years ago.
I'm struggling. One thing I've been struggling with lately is I don't have enough energy for what I want to execute. Like, I'm always exhausted every day, and I don't know what's happening, but when I was in high school, I had like 6 hours of sleep and I studied, did past papers, and it was fine. But now I'm exhausted every day. And I don't know why. Like, I want to go faster, but I physically can't. I'm physically restrained, and maybe there is some mental blocks and maybe I need to do something. But I think there's actually like a physical limit because I'm doing a lot of things. But what's your thoughts?
There are 3 things, right? What I'm thinking, well, I'm probably more, but what I'm thinking is 3 things, right? Totally resonate with you. Like, you know, back in the day, you don't need to sleep, basically, right? I can party all night and then go to work. So crazy. Yeah. So I would say 3 things. Number 1 is, as I just mentioned, time is faster right now. So that's why I think we're gonna live to 120 years old, not 80, because.
What do you mean by time is faster? Like, why is time faster, or what do you mean by that?
We're switching. So that's come down to the number 2 point as well, which is, so remember I said to you, we're going to that 5D world. So our Earth is spinning into a different frequency, basically, in the quantum view. Like, again, in the 3D logical, you would have nonsense, but in the quantum view, which is a 5D, we actually spinning faster and another frequency, because we need to race. So collectively, whoever can get to the 5D world, as I say, the heart center people, which is the energy you put out, you come back in. So when the people know this, we're not harming people, because now you realize, holy shit, even if I say something bad about myself, stupid me, poor me, even those come back to you. So now, like the 5D people, but I'm so careful not cursing. We're gonna be compassionate and kindness and stuff. And that's a different frequency. And that's actually a lighter frequency. And so to be able to get there, our body also need to get there. And so what happened now is that we're actually really heavy. We're so heavy. We're 3D. Our body is heavy. What we eat is heavy. Our processed food, all the GMO, all the meat is heavy. Guilty, I'm still eating meat. I'm no vegan. Like I love my bubble tea and my char siu and my ramen. So I'm really heavy right now. This is why we struggle physically, because the earth is spinning really fast into that direction. Our body is dragging and lagging behind. And the spiritual master all say you're gonna, from now on, if you can, vegetarian at least, because the toxic in the meat, and when the animal die, that's all the karma, you can't bring it to the 5D world. And then all the nitty-gritty, the ego, I want more money, I want this, either you're craving for something, you greed, basically. You're either greedy for more money or more love or more whatever material stuff, which is heavy energy, or you think you don't have enough. So your suffering is, I don't have enough of that, or you want more of that. And that is the ego telling you shit, and they're heavy. And this is why we're exhausted. So what we need to learn 2022 is actually slow down. We're in the defensive mode this year, because we're going to change really fast this year. So this year, we're going to have earthquake, we're going to have war. I said it like before the war happened. I said that before, because we're changing to the element of fire, basically. So we were from the element of earth, grounding. So you have realistic, you have books, you have university, you have fashion, everything tangible. We're moving to fire, which is online course, online coaching, NFT, cryptocurrency, non-fungible, even land divided by in the metaverse now, right? So our body is still 3D, even though we are moving to the online, right? So we are pivoting to that. And if we don't change, so this year, there's going to be lots of change. Basically, you're going to reset. You're going to break your economic system. You're going to break your educational system. You're going to break your working system, the work from home, and the way how you see virus and, health and immune system. All of that is this year and next year and the next year. That's basically the next couple of years. Sorry, bad news to say to people. Buckle up, it's gonna be more and more storm coming. So the lesson here for us here to not just surviving, we're gonna focus on, we're gonna thrive. How are we gonna go to the receiving, thriving end of this event, not just surviving? How is that right now we need to be in the middle of the center of the storm, like grounding. You know yourself, you're here, I'm doing my shit, I know who I am. If I'm gonna slow down, I slow down. If I'm gonna take care of myself, take care of myself. If I'm gonna self-care, whatever I do. If I wanna quit my job just to slow down for a year, do it, right? Then you watch the world change. Bruh, go crazy. But if you don't ground yourself in the middle of the eye, you're gonna be, right? Then you're just gonna be so busy and exhausted.
Yeah, because what I've noticed, and you're talking about how like souls and like if there was like a slow soul, then they'll be in the 1920 body, because like right now everything is moving so fast. Like I could download a movie in 2 minutes and watch it straight away. I don't have to wait half an hour. I could call someone instantly, FaceTime instantly, no need to travel. I could do a podcast and talk to someone remotely for hours at a time, and there's no limit on how much internet I have. And everything's Uber, like everything's so fast where your body doesn't have time to breathe, your brain doesn't have time to rest. You can listen to things straight away, and I think the body's not made, like the technology is moving too fast for the human body.
Exactly. What we need to learn is focus. Like we actually got distracted right now. And since iPhone, since the internet, like have you noticed people cannot even wait for 30 seconds for the traffic lights, right? I listen to my podcast and audiobook all the time.
It's hard. I've been trying to embrace silence over the last few days and years because like I'm so used to having music playing in the background, listening to a podcast while I'm eating, trying to be productive, trying to have always something, washing dishes, got to listen to something. But it's my brain, it's frying my brain.
Exactly, right? Exactly. And also, I've listened to 1.5 speed now. So I listen to like 20 hours of like information every day while
Yeah.
I'm doing 20 hours of work or whatever.
So what's
Embracing
the
the silence.
solution? What's the solution, Lowina? What's your plan?
We have to slow down. Like this is really my challenge, and a lot of people that I see our challenge that we just so fast. We want it now. We can't wait. And because we get used to now, Uber, oh my God, Uber doesn't come in 20 minutes. My pizza didn't come in 50 minutes. I'm going to sue you ass,
Yeah.
right? But back in the days, I was born in the 80s, right? Well, I'm much older. No internet, no phone. I play, right? So we need to really go back. Like solution right now, really go back to nature. Connect back. That's why I'm going to camping tomorrow. And I'm really trying to go like offline if I could, right? Challenge, right? So I would say focus is the thing we need to practice now. What are you actually focusing on? Are you focusing on multitasking because you think you're not enough skilled? Because that's what I'm guilty of it. I think I'm not good enough. So I have to learn even more crypto stuff. I'm going to learn all the business stuff. I'm going to learn money stuff. Why? Not enough. But is it true? No, you have enough. You got everything. You're God. You're part of God. You're the God, like the particle. The God particle is you. So what are you focusing on? Is what we need to really, really learn, not to get distracted, not to do multitasking, and back down to, are you love-based or fear-based? It just back down to, is this decision based on love or based on fear? And then once you kind of, okay, I want to help people, I want to help, do your business based on love. And then everything else is noise. But we don't see that they're noise. We think, oh, we need that. We need to learn that. Otherwise, I'm not up to date. I can't talk to people if I don't watch that Marvel movie. But that's ego.
That makes a lot of sense. Last question, Lowina. Now that you know that half the population is going to die in the next few years, there's going to be war, things are going to go crazy in the next few years. What's your strategy? I know you want to be defensive. I know you want to slow it down. I know you want to go to nature. What's your strategy? What's your plan? What's the future looking like for you the next few years?
Number one, I don't want half people die. So I'm hoping either they're wrong, or I'm hoping that I gone to the parallel universe that didn't happen. So
maybe it just means half the people going into Web3, the metaverse. Yeah.
So there's another people who saying that doesn't mean they die. It just means you don't see them anymore. Like the 3D and 5D world, you just don't see them anymore. Because they basically the wavelength do not align with you anymore. So have you noticed some friends and family will drop off as you level up? As you start doing the entrepreneur, you start buying your Rolex, whoever jealous of you will get out of your way, right? Because they don't have enough. So I would say, how do we get by the next few years to not die? Well, number one, if your sole purpose meant to die in like, this is your the last 10 years, basically, or last 5 years, whatever, accept it. I'm not accepting yet. Honestly, I'm not accepting it. So I'm just saying it like for you guys. But I would say, if I have to die, I know that I'm not really dying. Like my energy is still here. My consciousness is still here. I'm just upgrading, go back to the matrix and then plug in a few more kung fu and then come back even stronger and younger and then start again. So I would say like the death is not a scary thing. I'm saying it now, right? Only because I'm not dying yet. But I will also say you're gonna go with the flow. Like you have to flow, like not resist. You know that we're going to that element of fire, or in the Western is the aquarium. So we're going to basically is the heart space. So if you start noticing that we're going to that direction, you have to start thinking, okay, AI and robotic is going to replace most jobs. accept the programming, the person who programmed them, and accept the creativity people, the artist people, the entrepreneur, the problem solver. Like we are safe. But pretty much anything repetitive, even lawyers, doctors, nurses, cops, they're going to be replaced by robots. So knowing that, stop fighting the old. And how can you embrace and create? When in war, we create. Because everyone else distracted. Oh my God, there's a war going on. Oh my God. And we're like, okay, let's create. Make my online course right now because nobody cares about me. So I would say, like, if you have any goal that you unfulfill or any dreams that you think, no matter how silly, do it. Like, as you say, you take traveling for granted, right? And if you can go travel now, just do it, right? So I would say if you have any unfulfilled job, dreams, forgiveness, right now what we need to do is let go of that heaviness, let go of the judgment, the grudge to others and to yourself. Let go of anything that you think I used to done something wrong, that guilt, that shame, they're really heavy. So we need to have emotional detoxing, decluttering right now. So anything that no longer serves you, breathe it out. And then really recycle anything that will help you reach your goal. And just focus on that because you can create anything you want.
Awesome. What's your 2022 resolution, Lowina? Anything you're doubling down on? Anything you're sort of doing less of? Any niche? Do you want to focus on coaching more? What's your plan with sort of what you know is coming in the next few years?
Yeah, I love this. So I've been thinking about this like every day almost. I like wedding. I love weddings, like my passion. But now that we actually, so me and my partner, we're doing a team. So we're building a team of the weddings. I want to become the business owner, not running it. So what I'm doing is that at the moment, and the future is that I want to automate myself. So I want to automate my businesses, my finances, my investment. And so the wedding needs to be automated. Coaching need to be automated. At the moment, my coaching is not there. It's still beginning and I love it. And so I'm still doing it. So I'm focusing on coaching right now, rebranding how I coach people. Before I was hiding my woo-woo side. And that's why I'm actually fully booked right now. So I'm gonna reopen again, but I'm gonna be like so woo-woo. Like I'm gonna attract the woo people. And then the investment side or automated. So you have your structure, your system, your investment plan, you just follow it. Then at the same time, I'm gonna build a farm. I want to buy a farmland, really farmland, and like somewhere far away, and build my farmhouse, well, nice house, that I want to farm my own food off grid, have my water tank, have my solar power. Basically, what I am trying to do is sovereignty. Yeah. So I want to do financial sovereignty. I want to have my own cryptocurrency, my Bitcoin. Basically, you can't confiscate it. It's my money, it's me. I'm not in the banking system, but I am in the banking system, but I don't need to rely on the banking system. So you need to be financial sovereignty. You need to be body sovereignty. So you own your body. No one tell you, 4th job, 5 job, 6 job. If you want to, you do it. But if you don't want to, you don't need to, right? So you need to maintain that sovereignty. And then the third one is your basically your freedom sovereignty. Where can you go? Where can you access to? Can you do anything? So if I can get my off-grid house, if anything, the zombie come, right? Whatever, I should have a bunker. If the nuclear come, I basically have plan A, B, C, D, E. Whatever come in any situation, I have a plan there. So it's like your investment, right? You can go up, you can go down, go sideways. And if people ask me, what's Bitcoin price tomorrow? Up, down, sideways. Wow. That's not important. Important is what you're gonna do with it. If it's up, are you selling? If it's down, are you buying? If it's sideways, are you reallocate it? Like that's overwhelming means fear of you don't know the step. That's why you're overwhelmed. When you unpack them and you write them down, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, write them down, no more fear, no more overwhelm. So when I get my farmhouse, I have no idea how, so that's why I'm gonna automate everything here in the city. When I get to the farmhouse, I'm gonna start learning how can I grow mint. No idea. I'm a city person, right? How can I drive 4-wheel drive? No idea. So that's why I'm going to camping tomorrow. That's my mini training. Okay, I'm going camping. Can I do a fire? Can I swim? Yeah, so I think for any, like, if your clients, knowing where they want to go, like what are their goals, right? Like everyone different, because I'm kind of think I'm 40. I'm kind of happy with where I am. Most of the dreams that I've done it, honestly. Anything is bonus at this point. Now I can die tomorrow really happy, to be honest. And so I have a difference. I'm slowing it down. So for me, I'm letting it go. I'm decluttering. Not yet. I haven't arrived yet. But if you're, let's say you're a young person, just starting out, the poor thing, if you're a uni student, oh, I'm so sorry that you can't go party and things without the mask. Then really just live the life that you, as if you don't have 5 years. But doesn't mean you've spent all your money. You still need to make sure the money is taken care of. Doesn't mean like YOLO.
That's awesome.
That you don't die, right? Because halfway you could be the other half that you don't die. You're like, oh shit, I'm broke.
So yeah, I guess, Lowina, like, I appreciate all the value. Where can people find more about you and learn more about the amazing stuff you're sharing today? Where's the best place for people to contact you or see your content?
At the moment, I'm more active on Facebook. I'm trying to off Facebook, but Facebook is people hang out. So just my name, my own Facebook. You can go to my website, www.lowinablackman.com.au, which I'm rebranding. So that's my website there. But yeah, I'm on Facebook. Reach out to me. Yeah.
Awesome. We'll put all the links below. I really appreciate your time today, Lowina. I love your energy. I love how authentic you are to yourself and how you're truly yourself and how you truly really want to help people, and that's your passion. And I could really hear it from your voice, and I love your enthusiasm and high energy and authenticity and honesty, and I had a blast talking to you today.
Thank you, Andy, for inviting me, and I'm gonna get Marley to say goodbye.
Hi, Marley.
Hi, Marley.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching this, guys. I hope you guys got value from this episode. This is another episode of The Flip Side, and thank you so much for coming on, Lowina. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Bye-bye. Peace.